the Gangneung Curling Centre, home of wheelchair curling for the PyeongChang2018 Paralympic Winter Games. This is round robin session number 2. And our feature match is Canada versus Norway on sheet D. The conditions are ideal for an excellent match. Humidity is low and controlled, and the ice surface should be amazing. Playing lead for Canada, Marie Wright. Throwing the second stones, Dennis Thiessen. Throwing third stones and vice skip, Ina Forrest. Team Canada skip is Mark Idison. Throwing lead stones for Norway, Cecil Lochen. And at the second position, Ole Fredrik Siversen. Third stones, Josten Stordal. And skip, the familiar Rune Lorentzen. The Gangneung Curling Centre holds 3,000 fans. 35 nations compete in the sport of wheelchair curling. 12 are here tonight. Previous results, Canada with a commanding win over Switzerland, 8-0. This is one of the most experienced Paralympic teams in the field. Canada is the 3-time defending Paralympic champion. They bring a wealth of experience. They'll be throwing the red stones tonight. That wealth of experience, though, also belongs to Team Norway. They are coming off a sensational World Championship in 2017. Their first results were a little less than the gold they had at the World Wheelchair Curling Championship. They lost. This Norway team has the most experienced skip in the field. Rune Lorentzen is competing in his 4th Olympic Games. They're going to throw the yellow stones tonight. And by virtue of the results of the last stone draw, Canada throws first, and Team Norway has the last stone advantage in the opening end of play.
Ready?
Yep.
Marie Wright gets the stone going down the sheet. She'll be looking to settle in and connect with the speed of the ice. Canada had the first practice, and ice during the first practice tends to be a little bit slower. Norway had the second practice, and they should have a really good command of the speed of the ice. Sisa Lochin should be very familiar with the amount of force or momentum she needs to put behind this stone as it gets going. She puts that rock nicely into the top of the scoring area. The scoring area are those teal colored rings. Skip Mark Idesen looks down the ice, having set the target for his lead to throw her first takeout of the game. And by takeout, that shot is meant to remove the Norwegian counter that's in play. It is executed beautifully with a nice little roll towards the center of the sheet of the ice. So trying to put a lot of force, make contact with the Canadian stone in the rings, and does so beautifully. Dennis Thiessen gets his opportunity. He's going to throw another takeout. So this opening end of play is all about connecting with the ice surface, becoming familiar with the way the sheet moves. Dennis is lucky because he gets to throw a shot that has been thrown by a couple of other players in the field of play. And another 100% on the execution tally. Ole Fredrik Siversen. He's seen his skip tap his elbow, which is a communication signal from one end of the ice to the other, asking for a specific amount of momentum to be put behind the stone. And this simple first end is giving these teams a chance to read the ice, see how it's moving, see what's happening. They do have a good idea of what's going to happen from their pre-game practices, but there's always something a little subtly different when the game actually starts and everyone settles in. And Dennis releases his second takeout. And all of a sudden that rock rolls to a bit of a precarious spot on the ice. It's out on the edge towards the boards. Likely no one has thrown out here in practice. So this is a bit of an experiment. And that rock hits just a little on the outside, and because it hit the sideboards, it will be removed from play. Ina Forrest gets an opportunity to practice her draw shot. And a draw shot is a simple moving shot where you want the rock to land in the rings. Ideally, Canada would like this stone to be in the center of the house, as close to the button as possible, but still sitting in the top part of the house, requiring it to be moved. This looks a little quick here as it comes into the rings. And with just that little bit of extra momentum, too much momentum, that rock slides through and out of play. Justin Stordahl now gets an opportunity to practice his draw weight. The game is called curling because the rocks move from left to right or right to left based on the rotation put on the rock. That rock was a counterclockwise rotating shot, so it moved from the thrower's right side to the left. It curls or turns one way or the other. The skip from Canada is asking, which turn do you want? Ina Forrest said she'd like the clockwise rotating turn for her takeout attempt.
8.5, 9.
So much like the Norway stone from earlier. That stone hits on the outside, rolls and touches the boards, and is taken out of play. This is a wonderful chance for Norway, just to be able to throw the same shot twice in a row, to really dial in what the speed of the ice is, what momentum is required to make a shot, is so valuable to the athlete. And Justin Stordahl perfectly executes that. The Canadian skip makes his way down to his teammates, and this is where he's going to line himself up. So he's going to adjust his chair. He's going to position himself, lock the wheels down. Stability is very important. So he adjusts his trajectory again, lines up the delivery stick. His teammate behind him isn't helping him line up. His teammate behind him is holding the chair as steady as possible so that they have the most stable base from which to create that momentum and make these shots. Just like that. So, appearing in his 4th Paralympic Winter Games, Rene Larson lets his first stone go here in the opening end of play versus Canada. And he would have liked to have stayed around there and forced Canada to make a takeout, not give the Canadian team a chance to practice that draw weight, that all-important connection to the speed of the ice, and the ability to set a rock anywhere you want in the rings, in the scoring position.
14 gets me paint.
stones just inside the scoring zone. Now that 12-foot circle, the concentric rings, is called the house in curling. And anytime a stone is touching it and is closer to the center of the circles than their nearest opposition rock, they have a chance to score. So that rock is a potential scoring point for Canada. But if Rune Lorentzen has anything to say about it, it will not be hung on the scoreboard. And with that roll, Norway takes a single point. In the opening ends, we've got pretty clear statistics here. Norway drawing beautifully, Canada hitting beautifully. With a lot of game left, Norway takes that opening point and leads as we go into the second end. With Norway having scored that point, they now go first, and Canada takes the last stone advantage. So Norway is looking to put this rock towards the center of the rings and control that scoring area. They'd be okay if the rock was a little short of the rings, as it couldn't be taken out of play, but this one slips in, and we'll have Canada make a choice. Do they take this stone out of play, or do they try and create some offense? Marie Wright lines up the shot. Watches it as her rock goes down the ice. And gets another takeout. Nice steady takeouts. Leads are really experts at the draw shot and the touch shots. So when they get opportunities to make takeouts, it's quite something. Now the opportunity switches to Cecil Lochen. A simple hit and roll. And these teams, having had such significant history playing each other, and the 2017 World Wheelchair Curling Championship was held in this very building, the Gangneung Curling Centre, in 2017 as one of the test events for these Winter Paralympic Games. And Norway defeated Canada in a tiebreaker. Norway then went on to win that World Championship. So Canada might be looking to prove a little something here, get back to their winning ways in this building, where Norway is hoping to continue their winning ways in this building. Rock needs to slow down a little bit, and it is just going to hang on into the back of the scoring area. Canada really not taking any offensive challenges. They could choose to draw down to that rock, to use that rock as a bit of a back guard or a way to hold their stone in the rings, but they're choosing to not allow any offense to be created. And unfortunately, Dennis Thiessen's rock over curls, moves a little too far, and leaves Team Norway's stone in the rings. Now the idea here is for Norway to create some separation, to put a rock on the opposite side of the rings. And what they're hoping to do in this situation, that one came up a little bit short. What they were hoping to do was to create a difficult situation for Canada where they would have to take out 2 rocks or maybe change their game plan. But that was a bit of a miss, coming up slightly short of the scoring area. And this will give Dennis Thiessen his second opportunity to make a takeout and remove that Norwegian stone in the back of the rings. And second time's the charm. Thiessen executes beautifully.
Good rotation on that one.
Justin Stordahl now gets the opportunity to make that same exact shot. These teams watch each other very carefully. They watch how the stones move down the sheet of ice. They watch their opposition stones. And that one just not quite out to the target. And now all of a sudden that tactic that Norway tried, Canada's going to implement that. They're going to try and create some separation in the rings. They're going to play a draw shot to the opposite side of the house. Now, Ina had a chance to throw a draw shot in the first end and came up a little bit heavy. And now she's got this opportunity. She's not going to waste it. She puts that stone absolutely level with the other stone in the rings. There's no double takeout available. Norway's going to play a single takeout, and I think they're going to try and roll as close to the other Canadian stone as possible. Lining up a shot, deciding on his weight. And he thinks he might have been a little wide, might have set that stone out a little bit wide. And just wrecks on the side corner.
I think we're 1 and 2 though.
Yeah.
A little bit of an overcorrection. He might have been slightly narrow on his first shot. Stordahl sets it out just a little bit, and it never quite catches the curl, the natural curl or shape of the ice. China has a chance to put a third stone into the rings. And all of a sudden, it is all red in the scoring area.
Sterkere fart der, da.
Åtter.
Ja.
There's no hesitation in shot selection for this very experienced skip and team leader. He's going to try and take out 2 of those Canadian stones. He's lining it up. Now he's seen rocks come down the sheet in this path, so he should know where to set the target. Now it's all about execution. Nice rotation. That rock just hits a little on the outside and again falls off and rolls out of play. They did get to remove one of the Canadian stones.
13. I know the line, just edge of button. Or edge of the line, yeah. Okay, but 13, eh?
Yeah.
13, 13 and a half. Sorry,
Yeah.
just give me more room there, I guess.
So when they talk about 13 or 14 or 8 or 9, you hear lots of numbers being discussed out there. They are talking again about that speed of the rock moving down the ice. What is the natural number of seconds a rock has to travel between the 2 foul lines? They are called the hog lines, and they time the stones between them. And they were talking about 13.8, 13.5. So that's the number of seconds between the foul lines as the stone is traveling down the ice. And this stone was about 13 seconds, so it might be just a little heavy. And it is, and it slides just through the back of the house.
Yeah, it is, but
It's still a good position for Team Canada. They've got 2 counters in the rings. And it looks like they'll be taking 2 points if they continue to execute. Norway's going to hope they can hold them to those 2 points, or maybe even with another mistake, come away with stealing a point. Right on track for Rene. He's got to be happy with that. The worst case scenario now for Norway is they are down 1 point and they take the last rock advantage into the third end. A laser focus. Running a stone right towards the target. And it comes right to the face of that stone, rolls a little in. Beautifully executed by Mark Idison. And that's 2 points for Canada. After 2 ends of play, Canada has a single point lead. They're up 2-1 as we head into the third end. Stats are starting to shift a little bit. They are now moving in favor of Team Canada. That takeout accuracy at 80% is really, really high. Executing nicely. Canada puts its first stone in play. That stone moving nicely to the center line and sitting just short of the rings like that. That stone cannot be removed from play until the second throw. So Norway's going to try and take advantage of that stone. They're going to try and hide their stone behind it. Shifting down the ice, you see the rock starting to move and tuck in behind the Canadian stone, just short of the rings. Cecil is happy with that effort. She might have liked that stone to sit a little bit higher in the rings instead of behind that center line. You can see that line up there. That rock is completely hidden from view. Now Marie Wright's stone, the lead for Canada, is going to look to follow the Norwegian stone right into the rings and sit just in front of it. But she's over curling and she's wrecking on her own, so that stone's going to sit in front of the rings. There's a lot of traffic out there. That is a lot of granite to navigate, but it's a really good place to hide behind. Cecil lines up her shot, stabilizes, and lets that rock go. Now lining up your shot in curling, hitting your target is so critical with how much the ice moves left to right and right to left. And the next component that's super critical is the amount of momentum and weight you put on a shot.
Get it high, that's fine. Yeah.
Canada does not like how this is setting up for Team Norway. Dennis Thiessen's going to be asked to move a little bit of granite from in front of the rings. This is one of the most upweight takeouts that you're going to see here in PyeongChang. Comes right across the top, removes both the guards and pushes his stone into the rings. It was a great outcome.
Dragning rundt, eller? Kan godt gjøre det. Prøv å få den her, da.
So now all of the play is in the scoring area. Norway's going to try and continue that pattern and put a draw shot into the scoring position. That's well done. The Norwegian stones are all behind that tee line. You can see that rock come in, how it's moving from right to left. It's curling and tucking behind the red stone. It's a great shot.
9.
So there are those numbers again. Mark Idison very simply communicating 9. 9 is the number of seconds again between the foul lines. So as the stone crosses one foul line, it'll move down the ice. You're seeing it here. And then it crosses the other foul line at about 9 seconds. And all of a sudden, it's shot stone. There it comes in, rotates, hits the yellow stone directly and sits right there. And now it is in the scoring position. And that's a bit of an unfortunate outcome there. That stone over curls and takes out their own stone. Now Ina Forrest is lining up her shot. She's waiting for her skip. She very specifically places the rock exactly where she wants to start from. That's where she's aiming. That is not where her rock is going to stop. So they're adjusting the target. Ina lines up. She locks her wheels down. Dennis Thiessen moves in to stabilize behind. A nice clearing breath. And the rock is away. Now this rock is looking a little hot, or with a little bit too much momentum. It comes all the way down into the forefoot. I think they were hoping to sit a little bit further out in the rings, but that's still a really great position. Norway has no choices to make. They have to try and move these rocks. Justin has not had a ton of success in this game with his takeouts. And again, he overcurls a little bit and ends up sitting directly in front of the Canadian stones. One of the great things about watching these athletes is
Like this turn?
the specificity with which they make all of these choices, how they set up the stone, how they line up behind the stone. It is so critical. They take nothing for granted. They do the same thing every time. They make very specific choices, where they set the target, how they line up the stone, how they stabilize themselves, and then the momentum and trajectory that they put on the stone. They try and make it as specific and repeatable as possible. So Team Canada puts another stone, protecting the two stones that they have on the rings. There in the center of the scoring area.
Da jammer du vel?
Nei. Her står den imellom dem.
Kontrollert nå.
Another opportunity for a takeout here. Looking for quite a bit of momentum. They'd like to move both stones out of the front of the rings, maybe even drive one back on their own, but they do improve the situation a little bit. The angles are a little bit more friendly. But with this, now we're down to the last stones of the end, the last 4 stones.
Ta det mer heller, vet du, så plutselig så du på utersida.
And Canada is clearly in a controlled position.
So, Ina's was 14.
Yeah,
14 and a half here.
14. 14 is fine, because even if you're tight, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's the same ice.
It's a little more, but it'd be nice to be high here. Yeah.
Okay.
And the stone is away. Canada's looking to sit just in front of the rings. Again, create a little bit more traffic in front of the rings for Norway to navigate. The stone looks like it's got a bit of momentum. Going to be coming right in.
I got like 13. Good shot. I like it there. Yeah.
Kjører 8 på linja.
And sits in a nice control position in front of those stones in the center of the scoring area.
Ja, må sånn inn sånn.
Just calm, cool. One of those very controlled athletes.
Sett den 5 ut da.
Tøff på nesa. Den må treffe der så den går ut.
Ja. Ja, du må slå den på nesa på den andre, ja.
Treffe den på nesa.
Ja. Ja, mulig.
So this is hopeful to be what is called a run double takeout. So again, this is now the 4th stone of this game that Team Norway has hit and hit kind of on the outside edge of the rock and not getting quite to the face of it. They may need to adjust where they set their targets or the amount of weight they put on the stone. This is a great opportunity.
Same game, Mark? Same thing?
Canada gets the opportunity to throw the exact same shot.
What's that? Even though deeper doesn't matter.
sitting a little bit wider. It's running a little bit straighter.
Exactly the same.
But it takes the curl right there at the end. You get a little bit of extra movement, and that rock sits in a pretty good spot. It might have left a
Nesten gå ned på,
hole.
rett på skjolten der, ja.
So, and by a hole, we mean a path into
13 fart.
the face of that stone.
Må køle etter garden,
You can see right there, there's a little bit of a path right there. There's a hole between those two
Litt
rocks.
mer, Jostein. Ja.
They're all important shots, but this really is a momentum builder if Canada takes a couple of points, or momentum stealer if Norway can get through that hole and make a double takeout. But just hits a little bit again on the outside there. And doesn't quite get to the shot he was hopeful for. Did remove one of the stones. And that very cool, calm, collected Mark Idison and the rest of his team steal 2 points. All of a sudden, Canada's up by 3. It's a score of 4-1 after 3 ends of play. Just taking a look at the statistics, you can see Team Norway is throwing draws so much better than they're throwing the takeout. They're going to need that draw weight in order to catch back up here in this line score. They're down by 3 points, but they do have the last stone advantage in the 4th end. And now that Canada's got that little bit of a cushion in the score with that 3-point lead, they're going to try and keep the play in the rings, in the active scoring zone. And the reason why they do that is because they don't want to allow Norway anywhere to hide stones. These opening stones of an end, these first couple of rocks that get put in play, really help set up the possibility for scoring. They kind of create the template that the rest of the team's going to follow. They're looking for a corner guard here, and they just want a rock sitting in front of the ring so it can't be taken out of play, and off to the side, someplace where they can hide behind. And that was beautifully executed. Cecil's very happy with that one. Oh, just absolutely perfectly thrown stone. If you were to bring that stone down and place it however you wanted, that is the exact spot you would have selected. The good news for Rune Lorentzen and his team is that the Canada stones are in the rings. They can be taken out of play. And that's exactly what Cecil's going to try and do. A hit off the top stone and maybe roll a little underneath her corner guard. But it just rolls a little bit too far. Didn't catch quite enough to stay in play. Very quick decision making, very quick action by Canada. They're wasting no time. They know exactly what they want to do. They want to guard that beautiful rock thrown by Marie Wright. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite curl enough, but it still sits in a nice position for Team Canada. And it's forcing Norway into these shots that they just haven't been executing quite as perfectly as they would like. The stone looks like it's coming down nicely. Just want to hit a little on the inside. Well, now they got all the way to nose. That's good. All the way to the face of the stone and hitting it squarely out of play.
Be great to get the roll, but just make it go away.
So that stone is lined up exactly at his skip's target, the broom that the skip holds. Hits and rolls under, and it's nice to hear the athletes talking to the rocks. So you do that, you are trying to give that rock a little bit of extra encouragement. Norway has another port to navigate for a takeout. Has a little bit of difficulty getting through that port. Over curls this time and hits their own stone. Canada holding control here on this end. We just want this rock to stop in the rings. On the other side, create a little bit of separation. We need that rock to come to a stop, and it does. It stays in play. You can see that the level of difficulty here for Team Norway is so much higher than Team Canada. Team Canada is throwing open draws, open takeouts. Team Norway is having to navigate ports, throw very, very specific shots. Canada is executing at a very high level and really controlling and dictating the tempo of the game.
Så ser de prøve å
Tight.
kanskje prøve å
Yeah, tight.
Tighter in even.
komme litt fart bak, for han ligger så du kan rulle over.
So the team has a great discussion, making sure everyone's on the same page, that everyone is involved. And this is a great look. Ina Forrest lining up her shot. She's going to make it. Dennis Thiessen helping stabilize behind. And Marie Wright is operating the stopwatch. She is timing the ice, making sure they get as much information out of each shot as possible.
Really good, Ian. Good shot, Ian.
And again, just if you were to place that by hand, if you had a choice where to put that rock, that's a really wonderful spot. Norway's going to need
Tre blank.
a couple of just simply made shots here to get back into this game. This would be a wonderful place to start that. Stordahl looking to curl behind those stones. Comes up just a little bit light
They just plugged the middle up.
and sits in front of the rings instead of in that scoring position.
Edge of button. That's what edge of button was your line.
You don't want to plug the path up going that way? Like even if you like to sit in front there?
The only thing is, if we throw something short, then he's going to wrap around
Yeah,
it. And
because he's going to
we're
try
done.
anyway, regardless of what you do.
So what do you think you need here, Mark?
I think a 13 and a half.
Yeah.
What do you like?
This is fine.
Yeah.
Nathan look at a bunch, right? Right beside you.
So you see that Marie Wright is the timing expert for Team Canada. Mark Idison, the skip, checks with Marie what the weight is, or the speed, the momentum, the amount of force that they need behind this rock to make the shot that they want. They have that discussion, they confirm. And Marie will time this rock and provide feedback to Mark.
Shot, Mark.
Shot, Mark.
So they're always learning, they're watching, they're talking, they're sharing information.
Lite der ute, altså, så det er fart der.
Kommer du så mye der, eller? Står han på?
Han skal prøve dobbelt med.
Ja.
So Norway's going to look to
Prøv dobbelt.
hit off of that stone that was just put into play
Skal bare prøve også å rulle inn litt, liksom.
and roll towards the center of the rings and hopefully be in the scoring position. Now remember, the scoring position is closest to the center of the circles before your opponent. Whichever team is closest to the center of the circles, they get to score. And if you have two rocks closer, you get 2 points. Norway, given this situation, would be happy to set themselves up for a score of a single point. So they're looking to hit and to roll. Oh, and they do, and it was really outstanding effort. But it looks like Canada is still closest to the center of the rings.
var synd at den ikke ble med.
Yeah, and you can see that that hit and roll was just so close to being absolutely perfect.
Yeah. So I learned my lesson there.
What?
Guess I learned my lesson there. Almost made me pay. So, like, top ring,
Yeah.
14?
Yeah.
Yeah. 13-8.
Yeah, 13-8, 13-7.
Yeah.
So Canada is just going to try and block the way into the center of the rings as much as possible. They want to sit out front or up high in the circles in the outside teal ring. And they're really just trying to take away the scoring path.
It's fine there.
So that sits maybe a little shorter of where they want it, but it still, again, creates traffic. You can see that Idison Stone is in the way and blocking visually into the 4-foot, that red ring in the center of the circles. That is 4 feet in diameter, and that's how it gets its name. It's the 4-foot. So this most experienced skip in the field, his 4th Paralympic Winter Games, needs the perfect shot to bring this game a little bit closer and to keep Canada in sight. That needs a little bit of momentum. It's got to go. It's got to go. Just comes up short. And a little short for Norway means Canada adds a little bit of length in their lead. Canada up 5-1. And that's after 4 ends. We go into the halftime break. We get the statistical accuracy reports. Canada executing at a very high level, consistent with their game from the first session. They get this opportunity to confer with their alternate and their coach. They talk together. They get 5 minutes of break.
Yeah,
Just a tear tight.
But
It's like not.
no, your second hit coming back here was. I think the difference was there was the rotation.
So that's basically. The only other thing I wanted to mention is we need to be
just be mindful going out now after 4. Because I think last game we played after 4 ends and the ice changed a little bit. I'm not sure how much.
Got a
Just
little
watch it.
heavier,
Got a
you
little
mean?
heavier.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know if it,
Okay.
because your draws were back ring in the
Yeah.
5th and
Right.
on the last one, so I don't know.
And we look at Team Norway. Sisa Lochin really came to play tonight. She is executing at a very high level. Her teammates need to step it up a little bit in the second half. And they're trying to create their game plan here in this 5th end break. Getting motivated, getting pumped up.
Og hadde du vrien, sier det siste vrien, ja.
Ja, vridd det nå, så kom det kom helt ut av rytmen, så vet ikke hva som har skjedd.
Nei, men du vet du
Jeg skal
der. Ja, gjør det.
Strammen,
Ja.
hvis den ryker, så må jeg ta Ålesund.
Ja. Men vi vet at vi må øppe. Vi må ha den glede, spilleglede.
Ja.
Ja. Vi må øppe. Hva som enn hender. Upp der. Dytta lite på varandra. Kom igjen.
So as time with their coaches, time with their alternates winds down, they get ready for the second half. Here's those comparison statistics. Draws are very similar. The difference here, you can see it in the takeout. Canada just executing really, really well. And that's the difference of the game. Norway needs to settle down, throw some more draws, hit and stick on their takeouts, and they can get right back in this game. There's a look at the line score. Canada stealing 2 points in the 3rd and an additional point in the 4th. They're going to try and do it again here in the 5th. Norway has the last stone advantage, and they need to use it. The Gangneung Curling Centre seats 3,000. What a thing for these athletes to play in front of a great crowd. Fans of the great sport of wheelchair curling. And Marie Wright taking advantage of this opportunity and throwing a nearly perfect draw right into the top of the 4-foot circle. Sisa Lochin.
4-5 går bra.
She's going to try and do something about this. She's going to try and either remove that Canadian stone or tap it back a little bit. Just kind of create some room in the scoring area. Norway's electing to throw a corner guard, being down by 4 points. So that corner guard, again, that's a place to hide. It sits out front of the rings and cannot be taken out of play.
This cross it, Mark?
Yeah.
Cross it.
And it's a way to keep rocks in play, and that's how you generate offense. Putting rocks in front of the rings, giving you a place to hide behind.
Same way.
Ja.
Marie having a really nice game. She's not only just executing the draws as we saw on her first rock, but she's playing really well on her takeouts at 83%. This is going to be an exciting end. Norway is choosing to take advantage of the free guard zone by putting 2 corner guards in play. So you see those 2 rocks out in front of the rings. They are hoping, Norway is hoping to use those rocks as places to hide, and they're taking a little bit of a risk, but they know that down 4 points, they need to make some extraordinary choices. Dennis Thiessen needs to just keep executing the way he has been. Nice big breath. Super stable. Uses that upper body to create the momentum. And bring that rock right down the ice. Sit directly in front of the counting stone. And Canada keeps control of this end. So Ole Fredrik Sivertsen being asked to play a takeout. Gets right around that center guard. And now all of a sudden you see that stone. Look at this. Absolutely just slides by that stone in front of the rings. Takes the Canadian stone out and rolls to the side of the rings. And you can see now it is hidden behind the stones they put out in the first as thrown by their lead. Look at that, Dennis lining those stones up. The second for Team Canada, lining those stones up perfectly. And now all of a sudden it's very difficult to get around those and take out the Canadian stone that's in the rings. So it's going to be another takeout. Now, Norway being down by so many points, they are really hoping that they can throw draws and put rocks into play. But unfortunately, the accuracy with which the Canada stones are being put into the field of play requires Norway to take things out of play.
Let's get rid of it.
It's kind of like
We're in control.
we have to sit there though.
Yeah. We want to nose it. Right on the nose.
So a little bit of indecision. We see that's probably the most indecision the team has had.
Time out.
Yeah, and here you go. And you could feel it. They weren't quite sure they liked their own shot selection. So they're going to take their opportunity. They get a single timeout.
Yeah, and you don't want to jam it on there.
And their coach is going to come down and help them make the choices.
That's a good timeout. Because we were all kind of...
Like, we're not not drawn in here. We can't get through any holes.
No.
No.
But neither are they.
But then
No.
you don't want to hit.
If
and
we
open
hit it, we
up.
have to nose it.
You
That's
have to
Yeah,
be
we
there.
can't
Yeah.
run it into that one.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
that's right. The only thing is come this way, like.
So what do you think, Mark?
Well, I don't like that one, but it's tough to run them in, right? So what if we go
We
here?
want to leave it open.
But then
Yeah,
if
we
we
don't
go
wanna
here,
leave it
they
open,
hit and
so-
roll.
Leave what open?
We
Like,
don't
we
want.
don't
We don't want
wanna-
to
we
leave
have to
leave it open.
No.
If
So then why don't we go back? I liked what you're looking at over there. When I played with the other turn,
Just guard it?
no, take it out of there.
Okay.
But play the outside turn. So if we do happen to hit and roll that way, it's ours going in, right?
You guys like that?
well, then we're leaving it open again. What we just finished
Well,
saying.
we'll try
we
to
don't
nose
want
it.
Yeah, try and
Well,
nose
you
it.
can nose or go that way.
Yeah, we can go here.
That's right.
Just hit it, go here.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because if you nose, they're going to come around anyway. So you're
Yeah.
probably better off.
Ja. Kör vi.
I will.
Give gas.
No.
No.
Well, but
Not
I.
the way it's curling.
I wait. You can't leave it there. That's the
No,
only
you
thing.
can't leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you can
like-
get around it.
Hey.
I think you can get around it. I think Mark's going to clear that hole.
Yeah.
But you
So
close.
Wayne Keel,
Yeah.
coach for Team Canada, comes out and helps them come to a decision that they're all competent and committed to. So they know they don't like that yellow stone directly in front of the rings. And the reason why they don't is because that's stone that can be run in and take theirs out. But they weren't happy with how they were playing it, so the coach gave them the other opportunity to throw the other turn. Gave them the pros and cons of doing that and really helped the team come to the same, get on the same page.
Nice shot, Ina. Andy. Perfect. There you go. Perfect. Exactly.
So now we'll see how that pays off for Canada making that choice. They were hopeful to get
Yeah,
to
we
the
need
nose and stay in play there. But now they've created a little bit of space. Norway's still feeling like they need to create a little bit more space, and they are playing a takeout. They are trying to clear some of these stones.
Well done.
And they did move the positioning of Team Canada stone. And now the stone being in the center of the rings gives Canada a chance to guard it. This one is coming into the rings, but it's right in front, and it's second count. It's pretty good angles for Canada. You can see the stone curling. It's coming in. They would like it to have curled a little bit more, but the double takeout is still difficult. The angles are in favor of Canada. But one great shot can change the whole story. And that That rock just runs a little bit straighter than they wanted. It does take one of the Canadian stones out of play, which is great. And it creates a little bit more space. It removed the one that was closest to the center of the circles.
Same as Ian is just about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even,
Yeah.
and even if you tap it a little bit, that's fine too. But but same shot.
I
Yeah.
just don't want to leave him a note.
That's right. That's right. You got it, Mark.
So 13 probably, eh? Or 13 and a half?
Yeah.
13 and a half, 14?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's looking to duplicate what his third had just done. So that nice draw into the rings, anywhere in front of his stone, sitting a little bit light, but it's really in a nice control position. We talk about tolerance in the sport of curling. So if you were to throw a shot, a perfect shot, it would be here, but the tolerance is a little bit light, or a little bit less momentum, or a little bit heavier. So in this case, the tolerance was a little bit light there, and that was really okay. It was the way to play that shot.
Prøv på den gule, eller?
Ja.
Ja.
Kom igjen.
Ja. Ny black da, eller?
9-5.
Ny 5.
Den ligger litt lenger ut enn
Ja.
And he's looking to raise the yellow stone. So this is navigating another port, moving between two rocks, and he's through the port, and he's hit the stone back. Oh, and just misses running it back. This is a game of just inches or millimeters. And if that had curled just a little bit more, Norway would be in a beautiful position with two rocks hidden behind all of the stones they put up early in the end. Remember, early in the end, throwing all those guards up in front of the rings. Norway knew they'd need a big shot. They've got one more opportunity to do it. Team Canada is going to try and make that next shot as difficult as possible. As the skip sets himself, prepares for their last shot here in the fifth end. Looking to take control of the angles.
Nice one. Nicely done.
He really does do a nice job there. The whole team
Vil du dra?
knowing
Vi kan prøve samme igjen.
Det var 10-7 i stad.
Ja. Samme farta, eller skal jeg? Han var litt ut.
Jeg var ikke mye ute i stad. Du må komme litt mer over, du må jo det.
So the skip and the vice skip having that discussion back and forth down the ice. There's not a ton of options here for Norway. They either have to play a draw shot into the forefoot, or they need to try that same shot that they just threw, navigate that port, and tap a stone onto the Canadian stone and move it. Needs to curl. Doesn't get the right angle. Doesn't curl quite enough. Canada continues with its thieving ways and steals another point here in the fifth end. And they're stretching the lead. It's now 6-1. So those overall statistics, they tell a pretty clear story of the game. Canada has command of the performance statistics and also the scoreboard. So Canada's really going to want to keep the play inside the rings, in the scoring area. And so Marie Wright throws the shot, and her tolerance is heavy. So it's not perfect that she went all the way through the rings, but it's, as you can see from their faces, not the worst thing. That was the way to miss if you were going to have to miss.
Right there. Bra, Cesar.
Bra.
And with a high level of accuracy tonight, Cecil Lochin puts another rock under the corner guard. And really well played. And Marie takes that opportunity with her second rock to put it in a really nice position. Norway taking a chance again. They're going to throw two corner guards. And these tactics are dictated a lot by the scoreboard. That rock needs to... now, it came up just short of that foul line. So it has to cross the foul line or the hog line completely. So to stay in play. Canada was looking to maybe put that rock in the rings, but they did line it up in front of their own stone. So good news for Norway, they're back to drawing. So throwing rocks that are going to be in the scoring position instead of having to play takeouts. And they throw a really nice rock. And they force Canada into the takeout game. It is open for Canada.
We'll go the other
They
way.
can see all of the rock. Now they're talking about which turn to play.
Just got to cross it a hair.
So
Shot, Dennis.
Nice shot.
Nice shot.
Dennis crosses it just a hair, exactly as his skip asked. He hits and rolls right behind cover. Well, if Fredrik Siversen gets a chance to try and duplicate his first shot.
Right there.
Doesn't quite get to the field into the scoring position that he was hopeful for.
Ligger vel en foran og en bak.
13 and a half. Yeah.
And unfortunately, sitting short in that situation, coming up a little bit light, put quite a bit of cover in front of the Canadian stones. As Ina Forrest lines up her shot. Ina draws that rock right into a controlled position in front of the forefoot. Canada's really feeling it. They are just connected to the ice, the speed, and they really are feeling it. Norway's now looking at their options. They're tough. They've got to move some of that granite out from the center of the rings. They have to play a tap here. And when you add a little bit of extra momentum to curling stones, they can run a little bit straighter. So it adjusts where you set the target. This is nice, delicate, kind of down weight.
Fick ni fler muligheter där då?
Center line?
So 14?
Yeah.
14, Ina.
14? 14 and a half?
14 and a half, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because
gotta
he
go
wants it up
early, right?
high there
Yeah.
because he wanted to make sure it gets over.
Soine gets to throw along the same path that she just came down, but she's now looking to sit a little bit in front.
Good shot, Ina.
Just completely block the way in.
1875.
You know,
And you can see
that number 3 rock.
the angles are just really, really challenging for Norway. The more rocks that get into play, the more challenging it is.
Oh, you feel it.
So they're going to try and angle this stone into some of those Canadian stones. You can see what the angles are. Now, this is round things hitting round things. It's a lot like how pool balls might move if you were playing billiards. So hitting the angles with the right force and the right rotation. And sometimes when things aren't swinging your way, they really aren't. And unfortunately, not only did they hit on the wrong stone, it was a bit on the wrong angle and pushed Canada now into 4 stones, 3 of which covering complete access to the scoring
You don't
area.
have to come very
Yeah.
far, right?
Well,
I think
take away
gotta
the
have,
Run
give me
back.
edge of 12.
on the yellow over here.
Yeah, on the yellow over here, because that's what we tried last time.
Yeah, I know.
Good thinking, Mark.
I'm gonna try to guard that.
Yeah, just
On
that's
the
what
one
they're
on,
gonna do.
on that side, yeah, because they'll just.
Yeah.
That's the only.
I like
If
it.
he's got 2, he's got one over here, one over there, but he'll go after that one first. Good call. Good call, but
14 and a half.
Yep.
yeah.
Ina threw 13.75 on hers.
So that's the look. So Canada's just trying to limit Norway's options. They like to put a stone just over that foul line, also known as the hog line, and block one of the access paths.
Good shot.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And just make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I did. But you know what? It's
It's good there because now that you can't run that one back for sure.
Ja, kör.
isn't it? Keep the dog shit right now.
He is, yeah. Because we're all above, well, all but one is above the tee line.
I know.
This most experienced skip is really going to have to use all his knowledge and get all his ability focused on this shot. You can see here the angles. There's not many options. He's going to attempt the same shot that his third just tried. Each of the stones have a demarcation. So it has the sheet letter. There's 4 sheets that play here in the Gangneung Curling Centre. And each of the 8 stones have numbers, 1 through 8, so that you know which stones you're playing. Rune Lorentzen over curls a little bit, hits a little too much on the inside.
Yeah, but no.
I don't think he can get around there, no. No, I think he's...
I guess we'll just cover this one.
I guess.
Yeah,
that's the
I'd
other.
take that the other one away.
Yeah. Now you're taking this one away?
Hey?
Now you're taking this one away?
Yeah.
like it.
Good shot. Good call there, Mark.
So same weight, eh?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's the same weight. Even if you over curl and go right against it, you're fine. This is perfect. This is gonna be a peach.
Yeah. It's good, Mark.
Nice shot, Mark. Good. Perfect. Good shot.
So Canada continuing to be pleased with the outcomes of their rocks. Things looking pretty
You see it,
challenging
Nei, jeg ser bare halve.
for Norway.
Men
Eneste
vi
shot.
kan gå på det røde der, rød er på gul, og så få redusert der. Vi treffer den.
Nei, det er som å ha 15 fart på den. Treffer luka der.
Det er vanskelig, vet du.
Ja, men er
Nei,
det
den er jo, slå den ned på gul der er ikke vanskelig. Det er helt åpent der.
Og så skal gul inn.
Ja.
Ja, ok. Det køler mye mer enn vi tror, altså. Overkøler den her også.
Ja.
Kjøter da.
Få nesten må kjøre den veien.
Ja. Treffe der.
Må nesten få kant på rød, andre rød.
Ja.
Ja.
Okay, so after the discussion, they've checked with on the angles, the kind of weight they need to throw. And I believe he's going to try and cross the face of that red rock right next to the broom on the left and run that back into a yellow rock on top of the rings and hopefully into one of the red 4 stones on the forefoot and be in a count position. Norway needs to score here. Even though this is the 6th end, and this is likely the shot for the game. And so close. So close. But it is a steal of 4. It's pretty significant.
Good game.
Thank you.
And the team from Norway knows that it just wasn't theirs tonight.
Good game.
Canada really connected with each other, this ice surface,
Good boy, buddy.
and came away with a commanding victory.
Marie, come here.
Good game.
Alrighty.
Get Mark first.
Okay. Good game, Mark. Great job. Good job, Dennis.
Good job.
Oh, good game. Feels good. Get to my
You betcha.
So the camaraderie by these teams is just outstanding.
Tappa med igjen eller 9.
And this is the final. Canada 10, Norway 1.
Good job. Feels good, Dave. Leave it our family. Blow the kisses I did.
Jeg har spilt som jeg kan huske.
Det går bra. Vi hever oss til neste kamp, og det er nå blir vi ferdig med dette, og så hever vi oss alle sammen. Alle kan ha en dårlig dag, Jostein.
Good game, guys.
Yeah.
You guys laid it out.
Where are we putting our sticks?
So this is the end of session 2 for Canada. They are 10-1 over Norway, playing on sheet D. It was a rematch of the tiebreaker from the 2017 World Wheelchair Curling Championship. And there are the stats. Canada playing really steady up and down the lineup. Norway starting strong out of their lead and just really struggling after that. But it's a solid team, and they're going to up those accuracy numbers, and it's really going to be a long week. There's 12 countries, 11 round robin games. Norway being one of the strongest performers in this quadrennial. They'll be there at the end of the week. And if you look at the kind of ratio there, the number of draws to the number of takeouts, Canada throwing so many more draws, putting those rocks in play really ended up being, I think, the difference here. Not just the accuracy, but that connection with and that number of rocks being thrown into scoring position, keeping all of their fans happy. Keeping all the curling fans happy. And at the end of session 2, we saw what started as a very patient beginning for Canada, and Norway taking a single point in the opening end. It led to opportunities and eventual dominance by the 3-time reigning Paralympic champions, Team Canada. They ended up dominating the scoreboard and closed out with a 10-1 victory over Norway. Both these teams will be back in action soon. Looking forward to their next opportunity. Norway to get back to their winning ways in this building, and Canada continue.
lite grann.
Hadde du vrien? Sier du siste vrien, ja?
Ja.
Det er vridd til nå, så kom det kornet ut av...
What do I need here? Same way. Okay.
Yeah. Because you can't even, to get around that is, I mean, it's there.
That's a good shot, Mark. Good shot. Nice one.
Samma fart!
Ja, ja.
Shot, Dennis.
Nice shot.
Nice shot. Nice and beautiful shot. This is perfect. This is gonna be a peach.
Yeah. It's good, Mark.
Nice shot, Mark. Good.
Good boy, buddy. Good one. Hey, Marie, come here.
Good game.
Alrighty.
Get Mark first.
Okay. Good game, Mark. Great job. Good job, Dennis. Thank you. Good
Good
luck.
game.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Thank you.
Good game. Good game.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre, Channel 7, International
English
Stereo
commentary
Sound for
channel,
Television,
right
Left Channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International Stereo Sound for Television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC's distribution center. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
This is the IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International
English
stereo
commentary
sound for
channel.
television.
Right channel.
This is IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel. This is IBC Distribution Centre. Channel 7. International stereo sound for television. Right channel.